getting jacked up. He ain't coming back just for one. I'm looking at my people. Gonna get a whole lot of them. Some looking down with their heads hung low. I'm listening to some sad people say they're giving up and how they lost hope. You keep them coming and it won't be long. Let me show you what the scriptures say. You gotta believe in the prophecies. Don't let distractions get in your way. We're spreading truth and we really work hard, 'cause we know we'll soon be home. Don't you know you're never alone? So tell me what am I crying for when we got the Most High? Yeah, we got the Most High, man. Oh, we got the Most High. That's all we need. Hey, he got our backs. Say, the Most High woke you up this morning. He gave you breath to breathe. He let you see another day and gave you some food to eat. Right. We got a lot to be thankful for while these prophecies unfold. We got these scriptures as our guide, and our future's already foretold. I'm still confused on why my people don't have no faith in the Most High. No faith. They sit around looking sad, and complain on everything is so bad. Yeah, all right, man. They have no joy. They have no joy. And the peace is gone. And the peace is gone. Got the Most High, so we gonna be cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at my people. Some looking down with their heads hung low. I'm listening to some sad people say they're giving up and how they done lost hope. We keep them coming and it won't be long. Let me show you what the scriptures say. You gotta believe in the prophecies. Don't let distractions get in your way. We're spreading truth and we really work hard, 'cause we know we'll soon be home. Real soon. Don't you know you're never alone? So tell me what are you crying for? We got the Most High. We got the Most High, man. You know that? Oh, we got the Most High. That's all we need. It's our Heavenly Father. Hey, he got this. Woo! The Most High has always had our backs against these other nations. There ain't nothing they can do to us. Mashayach is coming with destruction. We got a kingdom coming real soon. While this whole world is headed for doom, it's already prophesied in the scriptures. These other nations gon' lose. I'm still confused on why my people don't have no faith in the Most High. No faith. They sit around looking sad, and complain on everything is so bad. They have no joy. And the peace is gone. Some looking down with their heads hung low. They got their heads low. Some sad people say they their heads up. How they done lost hope. They keep coming and it won't be long. Give up, man. What the scriptures say. You gotta believe in the prophecies. Don't let distractions get in your way. We're spreading truth and we really work hard. 'Cause we know we'll soon be home. Don't you know you're never alone? So tell me what are you crying for when we got the Most High? Oh, we got the Most High. Hey.
she's good. She's
Yeah.
good.
Well, it looks so close still. Wow.
Always.
So close. Yeah. Yes, shalom, shalom, shalom. Israel, shalom, shalom. Bring it back some. Look a little close though. A little close. Yeah. Shalom. Okay, shalom. All praises. You know, for some reason we always have technical difficulties. Right, but we're gonna move on through. All right. Beautiful Shabbat day. All praises to the Most High. Some announcements gotta make. Okay, it's important. Coming up September 16. All right. September 16 at sundown. Okay, that's a Saturday. September 16 is the blowing of the trumpets. Right? Remember that, Israel. Put that in your calendar. Put it in your repertoire. Okay, September 16 at sundown, which is Saturday evening, begins the blowing of the trumpets. All right? September 25th. All right? That's on a Monday at sundown.
That's right.
September 25th, that's the Day of Atonement, okay? The day that you afflict yourselves. No food, no water. You fast and you pray to the Most High Yahweh for repentance and forgiveness of your sins, right? To heal you and to strengthen you. That's a very important day. The Day of Atonement, September 25th. That's a Monday at sundown. Then, September 30th, right? That's the Feast of Tabernacles. Okay? That's going to be for 8 days, the Feast of Tabernacles, where we dwell in booths. All right, Israel? Remember these 3 high holy days that's coming up, right? It's very important you put these in your calendar. Okay? September 16th is the blowing of the trumpets, right? The 25th is the Day of Atonement. All days begin at sundown and end at sundown, right? And September 30 is the Feast of Tabernacles. Okay, that's where we feast and have a good time, man. We give the Most High praise and props. Thanks to Most High for all the goodness and the blessings, food, the crop, the life, and everything that He has done for us. And we rejoice in those days, man. We give praise to the Most High. We go all out and party, but you don't get crazy. All right, you stay within the framework of the Most High law. Okay, as Israelites, we party and have a good time, man. We get into it. Yeah, you understand? We get funky. Okay, the Most High is not boring, man. The Most High know we love to party. He wants to enjoy what He gave us, right? So that's what we do on that day. All right. Also coming up, prepare yourself for this one. This is January 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. This is the Mashayach in Tampa, Florida. It's going down, okay? January 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th in Tampa, Florida is going down, people. Okay? This one is going to be off the hook. Okay? We're going to do this one big time in Florida, man. Okay? Because it's going to be in the winter time, and it's supposed to be nice in Florida. Most High willing. All right? So, but the donation, all right? It's a donation. Yeah, I'm not sure of a donation. I'm just putting it about, I think it's $50 donation. So be in preparation for that. All right? But it's going to be in Tampa, Florida. The Mashayach, January 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, 2024. Most High willing. All right? It's going to be in Tampa, Florida. We're going to have a lot of events. We're going to have the Hebrew class. All right? We're going to have the midwife class. We'll have a lot of good events, all right, for that particular day in Florida. So come on out, give your support. Let's do this big time, Israel. All right? So like I said, all praises to the Most High and Kwame Yasharallah. All right? And then so we're going to jump into our class in a few current events and topics. While I was home this morning, I saw J.P. Morgan was shuts 5 of his bank in Washington State. All right? So they're making their move in preparation for this digital currency, all right? So it's in our preparation stage. It's going to be done in stages, right? He shut 5 J.P. Morgan banks, which is Chase. Those are top banks, okay? So you know the other banks are going to follow. Bank of America, Citibanks. So they're getting ready for this digital currency. And the reason why they're doing this, because they're being threatened now by the fact by the BRICS nation are coming into play. And the BRICS nation are setting up their economy based on what? Gold, silver, right? Tangible resources, not no fiat money. So the BRICS nation are playing a tremendous powerhouse against the American, the British, and all the so-called European powers. All right? So this is going to be an economical war at all levels, a technological war, okay? And it's going to affect us as Israelites too. So we have to be aware and abreast of what's going down, okay? Because the digital currency, the Bitcoin, all this is going to be merged, all right, into their system of bringing in that new digital currency, all right? And it's all leading up to what? The mark of the beast, where you cannot buy or sell unless you have that mark of the beast. That's what it's leading up to, right? So we have to brace ourselves, be prepared. Most of all, you have to be spiritual. Okay? It's not so you can't do so much against what's coming, but you have to stand on the principle and the foundation of the Most High, where He's going to provide for us and protect us. Because you can't stop what's coming. What's coming is inevitable. It has to happen for prophecies to be fulfilled. Showing you the words of the Most High is on point 1,000%. Okay? So, we're going to jump into our class. All right? I'm going to deal with some more current events, but we want to deal with the topic of Yahawashi, how he dealt and how he walked and how he confronted and dealt with the leaders, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, and the importance of the parables that he put out to the people, the things that was very important for us in these last days, what he was showing the people at that particular time, and also what he was showing us in these last days. What Yahawashi was showing the people was very vital and very important. He was dropping some heavy gems, right? And he spoke in parables, but those parables had dark meaning, spiritual meanings, right? And these words that he spoke, he said, are life. Okay? So we said the words that I spoke unto you are life. It's life-giving force. All right? So we're going to begin with Matthew's the 21st chapter. Matthew's 21 and 1.
We have the book of Matthew, chapter 21, verse 1. And when they drew nigh unto Jerusalem, and were come to Bethpage, unto the Mount of Olives, then sent Yahawashi 2 disciples, saying unto them, Go into the village over against you, and straightway ye shall find an ass tied.
Okay, so Yahawashi told his disciples, go into Bethpage, and you're going to find this ass. And when you find this ass, you just talk to the person that's in charge of that, and they're going to know why you need the ass. Right? Go ahead.
And a coat with her. Loose them and bring them unto me.
And he said, loose them and bring them unto Yahawashi. It was for what particular reason? We're going to read about it. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 3. And if any man say aught unto you, ye shall say, The Adawan hath need of them, and straightway he will send them. Mm-hmm. All this was done, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophets, saying, Tell ye the daughter of Zion.
Okay, so those are another name that the Most High calls Israel. All right, the Most High calls us many different names. Okay, daughter of Zion, or Jerusalem. Okay, you sons of Jacob. All right, so the Most High have many names for us, but this is just one of the many names that the Most High calls the children of Israel. All right, continue.
Behold, thy king cometh unto thee, meek, and sitting upon an ass, and a colt the fowl of an ass.
Right. So when Yahawashi came, he came meek and humble. Right? He came lowly. Okay? He didn't come at this particular time to take down the Roman Empire and set Israel back up, because that was the expectation of a lot of Israelites. Even one of the disciples. All right? Judas. He thought that Yahawashi was coming to take the Romans down, kill the Romans, take over, put us back up, rule again, and set back Israel on top to rule. But no, it didn't have to go. It had to go down differently. Israel had to go down so we could learn the true result of what the Most High was showing us. So Yahawashi came to pave the way, to set that understanding for us. I should say that overstanding for us, right? So he didn't come at that time to take down the Roman Empire. It might have seemed like it took forever because we're in 2,000 years now, okay? But it's going to come to pass. When he comes back the second time, he's coming to take down every world empire and rulership, especially the Western world of the Roman Empire, which America is an extension of that Roman Empire. Continue.
Verse 6, and the disciples went and did as Yahawashi commanded them, and brought the ass and the colt and put on them their clothes, and they set him thereon.
Right, and they set Yahawashi thereon, all right? Now, why did Yahawashi choose 12 disciples? Could Yahawashi alone did all this work by himself? No. None of us could do all this work by ourselves. That's why we need people to work to help us. That was his inner circle, his most trusted men, the 12 that he chose. Okay? And he commissioned them to do a particular job, to further this gospel to the ends of the earth and to bring that salvation to Israel. And guess what? In the end of this, each and every one of those disciples that became apostles is going to receive a reward in the kingdom. Right? Because they asked Yahawashi, they said, listen, man, whoa. We left family, everything, home, wives, this, that, to follow you? So what are we going to get in the end of this? Yahawashi said, yo, man, those of you that left family, wives, house, everything, he said, in the kingdom, you're going to get this back double. You're going to get back what you lost. All right? As a matter of fact, I should read that scripture. All right? I should read that scripture. Let's go to Matthew's the 19th chapter. Right? Matthew's the 19th chapter. Right? And we're going to start from the 27th verse. I want you to listen good to this here, because when Yahawashi made a statement, it wasn't just like, oh, a statement just like, oh, yeah, right. No. When he made that statement, that was a promise, and that's something that's he's going to live up to, and it's going to be fulfilled. Whenever the Most High spoke a word, the Most High said his word came to pass. The Most High said his word does not go out void, but it's going to accomplish that when he pleased and where he sent it, it's going to be fulfilled. Okay? And we live in the fulfillment of all the things that he said happened to us as a nation of people. Being on the bottom, being called niggers, being rejected, no power, no rulership, right? Voting for somebody to put in office to speak on our behalf. That's all the things that the prophecy spoke about will befall us in these days. And we live in every single iota of the things that happen to us in life. Everything that we experience here, whether here in America, in the islands, wherever we are in the four corners of earth, that have all been prophesied. And we're living out those things. So read Matthew 19:27.
Read out of Matthew chapter 19, verse 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him.
Now who was Peter? Peter was a head disciple. So then answered Peter and said, Peter said, yo, listen, man, we're doing all this for you, all this work. We here, we tight with you. We rolling deep with you. We ain't forsaking you. We doing this work. So Peter said, I got to say this. Then read it again.
Then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee.
He said, we have forsaken all and followed you. All right, go ahead.
What shall we have therefore?
So Peter said, what shall we have thereof? What we gonna have for doing all this here, man? Because his old saying, you don't do nothing for nothing. You gotta be something to get in the end for that. Like a man get a woman, yo, baby, I ain't gonna spend all that money for you, and you know I ain't gonna get nothing. That's the current figure of a man. Yo, baby, I give you that. I did this for you, so I'm gonna get in the end of this now. You understand? But that's a current figure of a man. All right, go ahead.
Verse 28. And Yahawashi said unto them, verily I say unto you.
So what he said? Verily. That word verily means, I'm telling you seriously. What I'm telling you, this ain't no joke. This ain't no jive talk. I ain't trying to swindle you or bamboozle you. I'm telling you seriously. Okay, read again.
And Yahawashi said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, he also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's their reward. That's their reward in the end. Go ahead.
Verse 29, and everyone that has forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive an 100-fold.
100-fold. Could you imagine 100-fold? 100-fold. That's more than double. All right, go ahead.
And shall inherit everlasting life.
Ooh, and inherit everlasting life. You can't want no better than that. And you're going to inherit everlasting life. Continue.
Verse 30, but many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first.
And that's a true saying. That's such a true saying, man. Okay? So now let's go back to Matthew 21. So when you follow Yahawashi, this is not just because you're doing just because you want it. You're going to get a reward in the end, and you're doing it because you love him and because he loves us and he laid down his life for us. And the reward we're going to get in the end of it. It's not going to be no corrupt or carnal reward. It's going to be a righteous crown. Right? Because even Paul said that. Okay? In the end of this thing, there's a righteous reward and a righteous crown that we're going to inherit in the end of this here. So this struggle and this fight that we're going through, you got to hang in there and fight this fight, man. Don't give up now, man. We're this close to the end now. You're this close to the finish line. All you got to do is push some more. Just breathe. Take that last breath and chill out and finish this race, man. Okay? Because we are almost there. And you're going to receive that reward and that gift in the end. Let me read what Paul tells you real quick. Let's go to 2 Timothy real quick. All right? 2 Timothy. So I want our brothers and sisters to fight this thing out to the end, man. To get your reward and your crown, man. That's what we all fighting for. Okay? Don't give up and lose faith. All right? Now is the time that the fight and the battle is going to intensify, but you have to get stronger in this fight. All right? 2 Timothy, 1 second. The 4th chapter. All right? 2 Timothy, the 4th chapter. And start from the 5th verse.
Now the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 4, verse 5. But watch thou in all things. Endure affliction.
So what he said? Endure afflictions. Endure those afflictions, because the affliction is going to come in many different ways. It might come financially. It might come you lose your home, your family, you get sick. It might come in many different ways, those afflictions. Okay? Your job giving you hell. Okay? Your family giving you hell. Okay? So the afflictions will come in many different ways. So you have to endure those afflictions. Continue.
Do the work of an evangelist.
And he said, do the work of an evangelist. Go ahead.
Make full proof of thy ministry.
And make full proof of thy ministry. Go ahead.
Verse 6, for I am now ready to be offered.
So Paul was telling the other people that he brought up amongst him that he taught. He said, listen, now I'm ready to be offered. I'm ready to go, give up this my spirit and go back to the spiritual realm. Okay? But he was giving them a strong advice. He said, now I'm ready to be offered. Go ahead.
And the time of my departure is at hand.
And the time of his departure is at hand. He knew his time was running out. Okay? So he was giving them a strong exhortation to endure and keep the faith. Continue.
Verse 7, I have fought a good fight.
So he said, I have fought a good fight. He fought a good fight. All right, continue.
I have finished my course.
He said, I have finished my course. The job that was laid out for him, he finished that job. And all that he had to do, he finished his course. Okay, go ahead.
I have kept the faith.
He said, I have kept the faith. And that's the same thing we want to say. I have kept the faith. Okay, we want to keep that faith to the end. All right, continue.
Verse 8, henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness.
Woo! You hear that? He said, henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness. Okay? That's what we all want, that crown of righteousness. Continue.
Which the Adawan, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day.
See? And he knew this. At that day, he's going to receive that crown. Go ahead.
And not to me only.
And he said, not to me only. Hear what he's going to say now. Not to me only. Go ahead.
But unto all them also that love his appearing.
See what he said? But to all those that also love his appearing. Who's the them he's talking about?
Israel.
The other Israelites that endure this to the end and keep that faith. Because he said he prayed for the elect. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 9. Do thy diligence to come shortly unto me.
Okay, now let's go back to Matthew 21. All right? Matthew 21, and we left off in what? The 7th verse, right? All right.
Read out of Matthew chapter 21, verse 7. And they brought the ass and the colt and put on them their clothes. And they set him thereon.
Mm-hmm.
And a very great multitude spread their garments in the way.
So everybody was spreading the garments, spreading the palm trees and everything in the way because they recognized that he was the Mashayach. Okay? They recognized that, the common people. But the Pharisees and Sadducees, who the guy, who he think he is? Because they were envious, they were jealous, and they had a motive and they had their agenda. Continue.
Others cut down branches from the tree.
Right, they were cutting down branches from the tree and spraying out before him. All right, go ahead.
And strawed them in the way. And the multitudes that went before and that followed cried, saying, Hosanna to the son of David.
See, and they knew he was a son of David. Hosanna, the son of David. Right, go ahead.
Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Adawan. Hosanna in the highest.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was come into Jerusalem, all the city was moved, saying, who is this?
Right, they were saying, who is this, man? Who's this getting all this props and recognition? Okay? But who was saying that? The Pharisees and the Sadducees. They didn't like that. Who is this guy, man? Who is this guy the people is recognizing and showing their respect to? Go ahead.
Verse 11. And the multitude said, this is Yahawashi, the prophet of Nazareth of Galilee.
See, they knew this. They said, this is Yahawashi, the prophet of Nazareth of Galilee. Telling you where he grew up from, the district he came from. And he said he came out of Galilee. From Nazareth of Galilee. Nazareth was a city in Galilee. And Galilee is a nice place, man. When you go to Galilee, man, it's right on the seafront. All right? That's where a lot of disciples went fishing. Okay? And also up in Galilee is a whole ton load of fruits and mango trees up in Galilee. When you see those mangoes, man, some sweet Julie mangoes, man. When I went up there, man, we raided those trees in Galilee, man. Sweet mango. I couldn't believe it, man. You understand? Sweet Julie mangoes, man. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 12. And when Yahawashi went into the temple of the Most High and cast out all them that sold and bought in the temple.
Right. So they were abusing and making the temple for a place for a market for selling. Okay? Selling merchandise and making money in the temple. Yahawashi went in there and said, what the heck going on here? Yahawashi just started wailing these Negroes, man. You understand? All right, go ahead.
And overthrew the tables of the money changers.
Yeah, he kicked the table over, man. Front snap kick, a side kick. Okay? Yahawashi was like, what? What is this, man? You turned my father's temple into a place of merchandise? He got angry, man. He was mad. Okay? Go ahead.
And the seats of them that sold doves, and said unto them, it is written, my house shall be called the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves.
Yeah, because there are a bunch of crooks and thieves up in there, shysters.
Right, overcharging.
All right, overcharging, charging interest, high taxes, everything. Just doing everything that's illegal inside the temple. Yahawashi said, this can't be, man. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 14. And the blind and the lame came to him in the temple, and he healed them.
Check that out. The blind and the lame came to him, and he healed them because they understood who he was. Okay? And he healed them. Okay? To heal a person is great power, man. Understand? I think that's one of the greatest power to heal a person, man. And you see the manifestation of the power of the Most High, man. That's a hell of a gift, man. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 15, and when the chief priests and scribes saw the wonderful things that he did, and the children crying in the temple and saying, Hosanna to the Son of David, they were sore displeased.
Ooh, they were sore displeased. They was like, who is this guy getting all this props? They didn't like that. Who is this? And you hear the children praising him, Hosanna, Son of David, praising him, man. They didn't like that. They was angry, man. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 16, and said unto them, hearest thou what these say?
He said, listen, you hear what these children are saying? You hear what the little children are saying, praising this guy? They didn't like that. They were mad, man, because they didn't get that type of props. Okay, go ahead.
And Yahawashi said unto them, yeah, have you never read, out of the mouth of babes and sucklings thou hast perfected praise?
Yahawashi said, yeah, it's the babes and the sucklings that's going to give him the praise, man. Okay, and that's what they was doing, the babes and the sucklings. Okay, when he said babes and sucklings, it means those are new in mind of spirit to receive the knowledge of the truth. Not a damn old brickhead. Okay, where you say you can't put new wines in old bottles. Okay, the mind was young and impressionable to learn and accept the truth, and they saw it. They saw who he was. Okay, that's the babes and the sucklings. Not so much a baby and a suckling is mommy, but a person that's young, a newborn that understands the fate of it. Okay, as the scripture says, be as newborn babes to receive the word of the Most High. It tells you in Peter, you have to become like newborn babies to learn this truth. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 17, and he left them and went out of the city into Bethany.
So Yahawashi did a lot of traveling into a lot of cities in those areas. He did so much walking and traveling, man, when he went down to Samaria. Okay, that's a long journey, man. That's why when he got there, he was tired. And he asked the woman at the well, give me a drink of water. Because when you're in Israel, right, Kahan, that's a lot of walking and traveling, man. When you're going from area to area, man. Okay? Because remember when we drove from the fake Jerusalem all the way back to Arad? How many hours was that? Almost like 3 hours, right? 3 hours drive, man. All right? So imagine you walking that, man. That was a 3-hour drive. So imagine you walking that, man. You're going to be tired and thirsty. Right? So that's when he got to Samaria, he asked the woman at the well, give me a drink of water. Right? And that's why she said, how you asking me, a woman of Samaria, for a drink of water? All right? So go ahead.
And he left them and went out of the city into Bethany, and he lodged there.
And he lodged there in Bethany. Go ahead.
Now in the morning, as he returned into the city, he hungered.
So he was hungry. Okay? And you know Yahawashi ate. He didn't play around, man. Okay? All right? Go ahead.
Verse 19. And when he saw a fig tree in the way, he came to it and found nothing thereon.
So when he came, he hungry, and the fig tree, nothing on the fig tree, you're going to be angry too. All right? And when Yahawashi saw, Yahawashi said, damn, you ain't got nothing to help. Curse that fig tree, man. Said, man, stop growing. You won't bear enough fruits anywhere. Okay? And right away, man, because he cursed that fig tree, man. But let's read it. All right?
He came to it and found nothing thereon.
You know what kind of fig tree is that, right? Everybody knows that's a fig, right?
Yeah, kind of.
What does the fig look like? It's like a brownish color.
Yeah, it's brown.
And it's nice and sweet.
Like a
very good, man. It's very good. And it helps, it fills you up. It's very nutritious. All right? Figs, dates, all that area in Jordan, Egypt, all that area famous for figs and dates, man. Okay, when you are traveling in the desert, you eat those figs and dates. It's good. It replenishes you. But when Yahawashi came and saw there's no figs on the tree, like what? Because that's the season for him to bear figs. And he said, "What? You ain't got no fig? Huh, take that." All right. So read that verse again.
Verse 19. And when he saw a fig tree in the way, he came to it and found nothing thereon, but leaves only.
What leaves on it? What are you gonna do with the leaves? All right, go ahead.
And said unto it, Let no fruit grow on thee henceforth forever. And presently the fig tree withered away.
Right away the fig tree withered away. But now too, you don't want to be in that category. Yahawashi says something like that to you too. All right? So that was an example too. The same he said to the fig tree, it could be said to one of us.
That's right.
Understand? All right, go ahead.
Verse 20. And when the disciples saw it, they marveled.
So the disciples marvel at that thing. Wham! Right as soon as he said that, the tree withered. All right, go ahead.
Saying, How soon is the fig tree withered away?
So as soon as he said the word, bam! The tree withered away. They was like amazed at that. All right? Okay, go ahead.
Yahawashi answered and said unto them, Verily I say unto you, if ye have faith and doubt not, ye shall not only do this which is done to the fig tree, but also if ye shall say unto the mountain, Be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, it shall be done.
Huh. Now, that's a heavy statement there, right? That's a heavy statement too. Now, it's parabolic and it's also literal too. Okay? Because the mountain represents actually in what state? In the spiritual sense. What does it represent, the mountain? Right. Adversity, obstacles in your way. Certain that's going to prevent or hinder you. On the physical side, when you get to that level of faith, you can actually tell a mountain, get lost. Okay? But your faith have to be on a high level, man. On a real high level. Okay? Okay, go ahead.
Oh, and be thou cast into the sea, it shall be done. Verse 22. And all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer.
See, that's the key right here now. And all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer. Go ahead.
Believing, ye shall receive.
See, believing you shall receive. So your prayer has power. But you got to believe that. You can't like, I don't know, maybe, is God really true? If you got that mindset, forget about it. You got to believe that the Most High is. And he's going to do that for you, man.
That's right.
Okay? You have to have that attitude, man. If you ain't got that attitude, sit down, man. Right, you got to know. And it's beyond knowing. You got to know and convicted. You understand? I got to be in you, man. And people say, but how do you know the Bible is true, brother? What? How I know it's true? Well, you have to read it, brother, and understand. You understand? It's certain things that the Most High gave to us a natural inclination. Some of us have that, and some have to build up to that point. Okay? And the words that the Most High spoke in this book are real. Okay? Real. Okay? A lot of people don't believe that. They don't believe in a book that some man wrote, that the white man wrote. That's the first thing they have to put out there. But they believe what the white man says in his political arena.
That's right.
That if you vote, your vote counts. They believe that bullshit. That garbage. They believe that wholeheartedly. No question asked. If we go and vote to collectively for Democrat Party, we would get what we want. Yeah, please give me a break. But they don't believe what the Most High said in his word. That's too like, no, I don't believe that. That's somebody's opinion. A bunch of old men got together and wrote that. But continue with that type of mindset. We're going to see who will have the last laugh in the end.
That's right. Luke
Okay.
6:25.
Go ahead.
Verse 23. And when he was come into the temple, the chief priests and the elders of the people came unto him.
These were the problems right here. The chief priests, the elders, the Pharisees, and the Sadducees. These were the problem. Every time Yahawashi had an encounter, it was always with the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the elders, the scribes, and the elders of the people. Continue.
The chief priests and the elders of the people came unto him as he was teaching.
See, as he was teaching. All right, go ahead.
And said, by what authority dost thou these things?
So they said, listen, man, who gave you this authority to teach what you're teaching? So they're going to try to test him now. You want to come test me? Like you say in Jamaica, you want to come test the eye? You know, Muta Baruka, like you say, you want to come test the eye? Remember Khan? Muta Baruka. He's another one too. All right, go ahead.
And who gave thee this authority?
And who gave you this authority? That's what they're saying. Who gave you the authority to teach what you're teaching? All right, go ahead.
Verse 24. And Yahawashi answered and said unto him, I also will ask you one thing.
So Yahawashi reversed it back to him and said, listen now, I'm going to ask you one thing now. Since you want to come ask me question, I'm going to reverse it back to you now. Okay, go ahead.
Which if ye tell me, I in likewise will tell you by what authority I do these things.
Mm-hmm.
The baptism of John, whence was it? From heaven or of men?
So when he dropped that in them now, they couldn't deny it. Because everybody knew John the Baptist was a prophet. So they couldn't say like, that shook up. Okay? If they say it was a man, the people that said, you're a bunch of liars. So they didn't answer the question. They stood there. They got confounded. And if you say it was from the Most High, then they would probably did what Yahawashi was saying. So they got confounded. So he reversed the script on them. So read that part again.
And Yahawashi answered and said unto them, I also will ask you one thing, which if ye tell me, I in likewise will tell you by what authority I do these things. The baptism of John, whence was it? From heaven or of men?
That's a heavy checkmate question there, boy. All right, go ahead.
And they reasoned with themselves, saying, if we shall say from heaven, he will say unto us, why did ye not then believe him?
Mm-hmm.
But if we shall say of men, we fear the people, for all hold John as a prophet.
Everybody knew John was a prophet. Okay? So they got checkmate right there.
They got stuck.
They got stuck. They jammed them up in second gear. They couldn't shift no other gear. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 27, and they answered Yahawashi and said, we cannot tell.
They said, well, you know what? We can't tell you. We can't tell you. They try to wiggle a way out now. We can't tell you. All right? Go ahead.
And he said unto them, neither tell I you by what authority I do these things.
You say, well, the same thing. I can't tell you then where I got my authority from. Since you want to play those games, I'm going to play the game with you too. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 28, but what think ye? A certain man has 2 sons, and he came to the first and said, son, go work today in my vineyard.
Okay, so now this was a parable that Yahawashi was throwing out. And it relates to us today too.
That's right.
So he was using that, comparing himself and comparing a son, and he was using the how shall I put it? He was using the analogy of a man that has a son too, right? But he was also including himself in this analogy. All right, so let's read again.
Verse 28, but what think ye? A certain man had 2 sons, and he came to the first and said, son, go work today in my vineyard.
Mm-hmm.
He answered and said, I will not.
So the first one said, I ain't doing that, man, because you know that's a lot of work. Farming is a lot of work. When you plant in a vineyard, that's a lot of work. It's not easy. That's why nobody likes to farm today. Too much work. That's why the Most High said, when you in the Apocrypha, it tells you when you are a farmer, it's laborious work. Okay? It's hard work, man. Okay? Go ahead.
But afterwards he repented and went.
Mm-hmm.
And he came to the second and said likewise. And he answered and said, I go, sir, and went not.
So he said, I will go, but then he didn't go. Which is worse now? We're going to find out. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 31. Whether of them twain did the will of his father? They say unto him, the first Yahawashi saith unto them, verily I say unto you, that the publicans and the harlots go into the kingdom of the Most High before you.
Now, why did Yahawashi make that statement? Why did Yahawashi say the publicans and the harlots will enter in the kingdom before who? Before who was he referring to? The Sadducees and Pharisees. Why did he make that statement? Y'all know, but y'all just ain't connecting the dots yet. The harlots and publicans were what? What was their nature? They were sinners, right? So they knew they were sinners. Now the Pharisees and Sadducees, what was their position? They were claimed to be righteous, but they was wicked as hell. Wicked as hell. Okay? So Yahawashi said, you see that? These publicans and harlots will enter into the kingdom before these Pharisees and Sadducees. Because they were hypocrites. The Sadducees and Pharisees, they were hypocrites. Mind you, we all don't want to fall into that category of being hypocrite. That's not a good reputation or a character. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 32. For John came unto you in the way of righteousness, and ye believed him not. But the publicans and the harlots believed him. And ye, when ye had seen it, repented not afterwards that ye might believe him.
See? So the publicans and the sinners, they believed John. And they acknowledge him. But the Pharisees and Sadducees, they were stuck up in themselves, man. That they had it all together. Go ahead.
Verse 33. Here another parable. There was a certain householder which planted a vineyard and hedged it around about, and digged a winepress in it, and built a tower, and let it out to husbandmen, and went into a far country.
Right, and you know the husbandman is the farmer. All right? And a vineyard is where you plant your grapes. All right? And you have to prune, plant those grapes, nourish it, keep it protected from what? Insects, from the deers and other animals coming to eat it. Because you know the deers and animals love to eat vegetation when it comes up, especially the goat. He has no respect for your property. That goat just come and eat. And once a goat eat from your crops, what happened to it? It's dead. It can't grow back. Right? So you have to protect your vineyard. You have to hedge it around, make sure it's well beautified. Okay? It's protected, it's groomed. Okay? There's no insects growing in it, because the insects are going to destroy what? Your product that you have to sell. Remember, as a husbandman, that's your job. That's your occupation. That's how you make your living. Now, if you have a certain quota to fulfill, let's say with merchandise, a king said, listen, man, every 6 months, I need about 500 gallons of wine. You have to live up to that agreement. If you don't live up to that, what's going to happen?
Cancel the contract.
The king's not going to deal with you. He said, I can't deal with you, man. I'm going to get somebody else to deliver my wine that I want. I want my wine in the season, and you're not living up to your agreement. You're not doing your job. So he's going to lose profit. He's going to lose sale. He's going to lose his reputation. So you have to put in work. Listen, man, anything you do, if you're working for the damn devil, you're working for yourself, you still got to put in work. You got to slave and work, man. If you out there being a damn pharmacist, you know what I mean by a pharmacist, right?
Streets.
A street pharmacist, you got to work hard. You got to stay on top of your business, too. You can't slack. So anything you do in life, you got to work hard, man. Don't tell me, yo, man, I ain't working hard for nobody. But when you work for yourself, you have to work twice as harder. Okay? So anything you do in life, you got to work hard for it. Anything you get easy in life, it's not going to pay off in the long run. Okay? So being a husbandman is a hard job. It's a hard job. Okay? So Yahawashi was showing you here. All right, go ahead.
Verse 34. And when the time of the fruit drew near, he sent his servants to the husbandman.
See, when the time of the fruit drew near, mean what? Time to pluck those grapes, to make it into wine or juice or whatever, or to make what? Strong drink. Okay, go ahead.
That they might receive the fruits of it. And the husbandman took his servants and beat one and killed another.
See, that's a wicked dude, man. Okay, go ahead.
And stoned another.
And then he stoned another. Why? Because he didn't want to pay him. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 36. Again, he sent other servants more than the first, and they did unto them likewise.
So he was speaking about himself in this parable, but he was using the analogy of a husbandman. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 37. But last of all, he sent unto them his son, saying, they will reverence my son.
Yeah, but they didn't reverence the son. It's only the common people reverence the son. But the elders, the rulers, they didn't reverence the son. Go ahead.
Verse 38. But when the husbandman saw the son, they said among themselves, this is the heir, come. Let us kill him, and let us seize on his inheritance. And they caught him and cast him out of the vineyard and slew him. When the outer one thereof, therefore, of the vineyard cometh, what will he do unto these husbandmen?
So when the Lord or the other one thereof of the vineyard cometh, what will he do unto these husbandmen? What is he going to do unto these husbandmen? Is he just going to talk to them? No. He's going to execute the law of judgment and death upon these husbandmen for what they have done. And they did the same thing to Yahawashi.
That's right.
When he was here on earth. The Pharisees, the Sadducees, the elders, along with the Romans. So when he comes back the second time, what do you think he's going to do?
Collect.
He's coming to execute that judgment.
Collect.
Okay, go ahead.
Verse 41. They say unto him, he will miserably destroy those wicked men.
That's right. He's going to miserably destroy those wicked men. And that's justice. That's the right answer. He's going to miserably destroy those wicked servants. And that's what Yahawashi is going to do when he comes back. And that's the good thing about it. Because he has to make his second appearance to fulfill what was done to him and what was done to us. That's only right. Go ahead.
And will let out his vineyard unto other husbandmen, which shall render him the fruits in their seasons. Yahawashi said unto them, did ye never read in the scriptures, the stone which the builders rejected, the same has become the head of the corner? This is the other one's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes.
And he's that head cornerstone that they rejected. All right, go ahead.
Verse 43, therefore say I unto you, the kingdom of the Most High shall be taken from you.
So who was the kingdom of heaven taken from?
Israel.
It was taken from all of us, but mainly from who? The elders, the leaders, and the rulers. Eventually, everything was taken from them. But while Yahawashi was in the scene, they was given that position and held up by the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire put puppet leaders in position.
Like today.
Okay? Just like they do today. All right? Continue.
Therefore say I unto you, the kingdom of the Most High shall be taken from you and given to a nation bringing forth the fruits thereof.
Now, who was that nation that was bringing forth the fruits thereof? Who was that nation that was there to bring forth the fruits thereof? Read again, LaBrian.
Therefore I say unto you, the kingdom of the Most High shall be taken from you and given to a nation bringing forth the fruits thereof.
Now, who was that nation? Right. It was going to be given to the apostles and the disciples. But then, on the flip side of that too, who was our kingdom given to? And to who else? Mainly to who else?
Greeks first. Greeks first.
No, who's in Jerusalem right now in Israel?
Amalek.
The so-called Jews. They're in our nation now, pretending to be us and upholding what we're supposed to be doing. So now they're the nation that's in place now, temporarily, until the Most High get rid of them in our land, upholding and doing what we're supposed to be doing. They're talking about they're the Jewish people. They're keeping the Sabbath, keeping Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur.
Yeah.
Now all foolishness too, talking about the Jewish people went back to Israel in 1948. Okay, all this bull crap. So now they're being recognized as who? As the people of the Most High, while we're being looked as what? Scum buckets. Nobody. Right? Aliens. Right? A people not desired. They're given all the fame and glory. All the money goes to them. Millions of dollars every year from the United States. $10 billion. Even our own people say, yeah, we have to support the Jewish people. Stupid black Republicans.
How backwards is that?
Yeah, we have to support the Jewish people in Israel. And donate money back to them. And on top of that, they run the damn Federal Reserve too.
Eric Adams was just there giving them praise.
Eric Adams was over there learning techniques from them how to use drones.
Yeah.
All right? So you see, that's what it's talking about in that essence too, in that sense. All right? Continue.
Verse 44. And whosoever shall fall on this stone shall be broken, but on whomsoever it shall fall, it will grind him to powder.
See, and that's going to happen in the future. And that happened to us when the Romans came in and took us down. Right? And it's going to happen again when Yahawashi makes his second return. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Verse 45. And when the chief priests and Pharisees had heard his parables, they perceived that he spake of them.
And they knew that. They wasn't that stupid and dumb now. They knew he was talking about them. They said, damn, he talking about us. Understand? Because that parable was sent and meant for them. Understand? But he put it in a way of a parable. Why did he put it in a way of parable? Why did Yahawashi use parables?
So that everybody would know what he was saying. It wasn't for everybody.
It wasn't for everybody to understand.
Right.
But also, too, he had to know how to use wisdom of words. Yeah. Because they were trying to use that against him. Remember, people like to use your words against you and say what you say when you didn't say something. So he had to put it in that way of parables so they won't understand. But he said it was meant for you. All right? Go to Matthew, the 13th chapter. He said it was meant for you to understand. But for them, it wasn't meant to understand. All right? Go to Matthew, the 13th chapter. They asked him, why do you speak in parables? 13 and 11.
13 and 10.
Yeah, 10. Yeah, start from 10.
Read out of Matthew chapter 13, verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables?
So why are you speaking in parables, man? Why are you speaking in that dark, strange parables? Oh, speak plain. All right? But it wasn't meant. Okay?
Matthew 13 and 10.
Okay, so read again, Matthew 13 and 10.
Now to Matthew chapter 13, verse 10. And the disciple came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given.
See that? But to the rest of them, it wasn't given to know. So you have to know those parables. Because it's in your spirit. It's in your DNA. It's within you. You just have to awaken it. You ever see we have a radio, when you a radio dial, and you're looking for a particular channel, you have to go through the frequency until you find. Let's say you're looking for not Kiss FM. Kiss FM is played out. What's 106 WBLS? You looking turn and you found it on your radio. Boom. That's the same way. Most High gonna tune back into your spirit. You have to search your channel. When you find that right channel, then you find the right frequency. Then you're able to tap in. Okay? And that's what the Most High is doing to us. He's awakening back that spirit within us that's been dormant, that's been asleep. It's within us. We know this.
That's right.
The Most High said the word is within us. Hold that and go to Isaiah 59. The word is within us. Isaiah 59. Isaiah 59 and start from 21st verse.
Read out Isaiah.
Start from 20. Start from 20.
Read out Isaiah chapter 59 verse 20. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion and say unto them that turn from transgression.
See, that turn from transgressions. Okay, go ahead.
In Jacob saith the Most High. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith the Adawan. My spirit that is upon thee.
See, Most High said, my spirit that is upon thee. Go ahead.
And my words which I have put in thy mouth shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed's seed, saith the Adawan, from henceforth and forever.
So that word is within us. The Most High just got to turn on the frequency. And once we hear the word, it's going like, bam! Like, whoa! It's with us in our seeds, our generations. It's within us. Straight to the point.
Covenant I not break, nor alter thing that going out of my lips.
That's right. So the word is within us. So when you want to know why some people perceive and understand, because it's within us. It's within our DNA. It's within our spirit. It just has to be awakened when the right time comes. All right? So we finished Matthew's, right?
Let me read 12.
Yeah.
Read out of Matthew's chapter 12, verse 12. For whosoever hath...
No, that's 13 and 12.
I'm sorry,
Matthew's 13 and 12.
Matthew's 13 and 12. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever has not, from him shall be taken away, even that he hath.
Right. So in the limit that you have, if you don't put it to use, it's going to be taken from you. The limit that we have is greater than anything else in this world. It's greater than a person that went to school and become a professor. The limit that we have. Okay? So from there, let's go to Matthew's, the 22nd chapter. Matthew's 22. We're going to start from the first verse.
Let me read 46. We didn't finish.
We didn't finish for
no.
Matthew 21, right?
Read out of Matthew's chapter 21, verse 46. But when they sought to lay hands on him, they feared the multitude, because they took him for a prophet.
Right. And the people knew Yahawashi was a prophet. They knew that. Okay? All right, so read the 22nd chapter and start from the first verse.
Matthew's chapter 22, verse 1. And Yahawashi answered and spake unto them again by parables and said.
See? Speaking in parables.
The kingdom of heaven is like
all
unto
right?
a certain...
Because even in the Psalms tells you that when he came on the scene, he was going to be speaking in parables. All right? I think it's Psalm 78. I think he should speak with parables. 78. Right. Start from the first verse.
Reading out of Psalms chapter 78, verse 1. Give ear, O my people, to my law, incline your ears to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth in a parable.
See, I will open my mouth in a parable. Go
I
ahead.
will utter dark sayings
See?
of old,
I will utter dark sayings of old. Go ahead.
which we have heard
Which we have heard, because we
And
heard
known.
this. And what?
and known,
And known. Go ahead.
and our fathers have told us.
And our fathers have told us. Go ahead.
We will not hide them from their children, showing to the generation to come the praises of the Adawan and his strength and his wonderful works that he has done.
All right. Read the 5th verse.
For he has established a testimony in Jacob
See, the Most High established a testimony in Jacob. All right. Go ahead.
and appointed a law in Israel,
And appointed a law in Israel. Go ahead.
which he commanded our fathers that they should make them known to their children,
Go ahead.
that the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who shall arise and declare them to their children.
All right. And that's our job, to declare this to our children so they could declare it to their children, forever and ever.
You read verse 7.
All right. Go
That
ahead.
they might set their hope in the Most High and not forget the works of the Most High, but keep his commandments.
But keep his commandments. So the word is within us. Right? That's why Yahawashi said, the word that I speak unto you are life. They are spirit. Go to St. John 6:63 real quick. Let me go back to Matthew 22. St. John 6:63.
Read out of John chapter 6, verse 63. It is the spirit that quickeneth.
See, is that spirit. That spirit that's within us. It's a spirit that quickeneth. Go ahead.
The flesh profiteth nothing.
The flesh profiteth nothing. Go ahead.
The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit,
See what Yahawashi said? The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit. Go ahead.
and they are life.
And there are life. Life in those words, man. It moves, right? It wakes up that dormant spirit. All right, go ahead.
Verse 64. But there are some of you that believe not. For Yahawashi knew from the beginning who they were that believe not, and who should betray him.
All right. Now go back to Matthew 22 now.
Read out of Matthew chapter 22, verse 1. And Yahawashi answered and spake unto them again by parables. The kingdom of heaven is like unto a certain king, which made a marriage for his son.
All right. So he's giving you a parable now, an analogy. He said the kingdom of heaven is like a king that made a marriage for his son. And you know when a king put out a decree, right? My son is getting married and he's selling his servants. That goes out. Nobody alters that king decree. If you alter it, you know what's the consequences, right? Your head is going to roll. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 3. And sent forth his servants to call them that were bidden to the wedding. And they would not come.
All right. So in essence, what is that referring to today now? It's referring to us today when we go out and teach on the street.
Right.
We're bidding the people out there to come to this marriage.
God.
And they're like, man, we don't even want to hear this stuff. We don't want to hear that stuff you Israelites talking about. They ignore it. They keep walking down the street. So they're being called to this great marriage. All right? But they're going to realize that's the worst thing they ever did. But you know what? It's good too, because the Most High said it's been better for you not
Been born.
to have known this and not keep up with it. Because you what? Your latter end is worse than the beginning.
That's right.
Right? So sometimes it's good for some people not to hear it and accept it. Because if you're not going to follow this all the way, your end is worse than the beginning than you were when you first came in. Okay? When you hear this word, you have to believe it, accept it, and stay with this thing to the end, man. Okay? This is like a mafia. You can't leave this.
Blood in, blood out.
This is la Costa Nostra. Okay? You can't leave this. Okay? And if you say, I'm leaving this here, man, to hell with that. I don't deal with no Bible Israelite. You have a price to pay. Because you did what? You openly put your Yahawashi to shame and you kill him afresh while you doing that. The scripture says we were bought with a price. Right? All of us were bought with a price.
That's right.
Yes, Judah. You crucify him all over again. Okay? Everybody can be the best teacher, but the best that you know, the talent and the gift that you Most High gave you, utilize that. Okay? Everybody's not going to be the best teachers, the best speakers, the best readers, but whatever the Most High gave you, utilize that. Put it to use. Okay? Continue.
Verse 4. Again he sent forth other servants, saying, tell them which are bidden, behold, I have prepared my dinner. My oxen and my fatlings are killed, and all things are ready.
Right, you got the oxtail, you got the curry goat, you got everything there. All right? Because this Israelite style here, this ain't heathen style. This Israelite style when it comes for food and feasting, man. Okay? And we go in. We go in with it, man. Okay? Go ahead.
Come unto the marriage. Verse 5. But they made light of it.
They made light of it. Nah, maybe next week. Maybe tomorrow. I got somewhere to go. You know, that's what we talk in the street, speaking, right? Because guys, I got somewhere to go. Where the hell you going? You ain't going nowhere. You're just going up and down the block, back to the block, back around, back here, come. You're going in circles. They ain't going nowhere. They ain't doing nothing. So you may as well stay here and listen to the word. But that's the excuse. They make light of it. I'll be back. Where you going? I got to do something. They ain't doing nothing. We were out in Hampstead about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I knew he was going to say
When we got there, the same people that we saw when we got there was the same people when we left. Doing the same thing. Like, what the hell? How could you just be out there on the street corner just not doing nothing all day long? Doing the same thing from the time we got there to the time we left. Goodness gracious, man. Get a life, man. So they have no excuse. They make light of it. I'll be back. I'll be back. Where you going? I'll be back. They ain't going nowhere. You're going to the liquor store.
Away from there.
And then you're going from the liquor store, maybe you're going to get a blunt, a weed. Okay? Then from there, you're probably going to get something to eat. Then you come back to the same spot again in the corner. Yeah, Judah. Yeah. Yeah. Even the liquor store closed down.
Yeah. Word.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 5. But they made light of it and went their ways.
And they went their ways. Go ahead.
One to his farm.
One to his farm. Go
Another
ahead.
to his merchandise.
Another to his merchandise, probably being a street pharmacist. All right, go ahead.
And the remnant took his servants and entreated them spitefully and slew them.
And some probably killing people too. All right, go ahead.
Verse 7. But when the king heard thereof, he was wroth.
But when the king heard this, he was wroth. The king was angry. All right, go ahead.
And he sent forth his armies and destroyed those murderers and burnt up their city.
Mm-hmm.
Then saith he to his servants, the wedding is ready, but they which were bidden are not worthy.
See, but those that were bidden to the wedding were not worthy. Okay, continue.
Verse 9. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage.
Okay, and that's what we do. When we go out to the street and we yelling, you're the Israelites, you're not the ham Africans, you're the people of the Most High. And they're like, what them niggas talking about? One came up there 2 weeks ago. You idiot! Y'all gone dead! Y'all gone dead! Yeah. Scoffing. Because the word cut him. He heard the word from way across the street.
Way across the street.
So the word cut him. So he kept saying, you idiot! Y'all gone dead! Y'all gone dead! So he was there. The word cut him so bad, man. He had to come back up and say, y'all gone dead. We all gone dead. No, we all ain't gone dead. Some gonna die worse than some. All right? I want to show you something on that too, because we could cut him in the scripture, but just let him scoff. You know what I mean? Let him scoff, because the Most High said all they're doing is heaping coals of fire upon their own heads. All right? Go to Psalms, the 18th chapter. I want to show you something. Psalms, the 18th chapter. We all ain't gonna die. Some of us is gonna die, but not all of us. Give me 1 second. Psalms. I read this the other day. I said I should have pulled the scripture on him, but I said no. This would have been too hard for him. It might have bothered him. It's in Psalm what David said, "I shall not die but live." 1 second. What it says here.
118.
118. What it says. What it says. Read that.
I'll read it. Read out the book of Psalms, chapter 118, verse 17. I shall not die,
See
but
that?
live.
Not so fast, LeBron.
I didn't want to stay dying.
Okay, read again.
Read out of Psalms, chapter 118, verse 17. I shall not die,
See what he said? David said, "I shall not die." Go ahead.
but live
But live. Go ahead.
and declare the works of the Most High.
And declare the works of the Most High. But now, if I had read that to him, he'd have been like, "What do you mean you're not die?" But what was David saying here when he said, "I shall not die, but live to declare the works of the Most High"? Read the next 2 verses again. Read the next verse.
Verse 18. The Most High has chastened me sore, but he has not given me over unto death.
See, that's what he was talking about. When he said, when David committed the sin that he did, he said the Most High wasn't going to kill him, but he was going to chastise him for what he did. So that's why David said,
Right.
"I shall not die, but live to declare the works of the Most High." But if we had read that to him, that might have bust his brain open. What? What do you mean you ain't going to die? You understand? But we are not going to die the death that some of our peers going to die. Some is going to die some vicious death, which is the second death. And that's what the Most High said, "Blessed and holy is he that parteth in the first resurrection. For on the second death he has no part." You don't want to be part of that second death. All right? That's the death that you don't want. So you want to make it in the first resurrection. Okay? And all of us is not going to die. Some of us is going to live. Yahawashi said, "It's be some of us standing here that shall not taste of death until the Son of Man make his second appearance."
That's right.
All right? So we're not all going to die. Okay? And if we die, we coming right back when Yahawashi comes.
That's right.
All right? Yes, Judah. Now, he wouldn't understand that. He might say, "See, boy, the Bible contradicts itself." He might have started going crazy right there. All right? But that could have been brought out too, and many more scriptures. But when a scoffer is in a tangent and running, you can't contend with a scoffer. Scripture said, you see a fool, don't entertain a fool. Because
Right.
you're going to end up just like him.
Just like him. That's what I was going to say.
You understand? let him wallow in his madness. You understand? Because the word cut him. When he heard the word "where across," it cut him. That's why.
Ben,
He heard it.
Ben, he was running too. He
Yeah.
was running.
He heard the word. That's why he came up to confront because
Yeah.
they cut him. Yes. Yeah, the guilt and shame. You understand? All right. So let's go back to Matthew 22. What verse we left off?
We down there by 9, right?
9,
Yeah,
right?
Okay, verse
Okay,
9.
read 9 again.
Read now the book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 9. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid them to the marriage.
And that's what we're doing. We're bidding them to the marriage. Go ahead.
Verse 10. So those servants went out into the highways, and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good.
What do you mean bad and good? What does that mean? When he said those bad and good, what does that mean? And what else too? Sinners, right. Right. Those are willfully blatant sinning. And those that are trying to be upright. Those are the good. All right? So he said bid, bad, and good. Bring them in. Because you know you got some of our people out there, they're not all out wicked and evil. They're trying as best as they know how from what they've been taught of Christianity, of the Bible. Then you got some of our people just like, I don't give a damn.
Right.
I'm just going to be me. I'm going to do me. That type of mentality.
And they be the ones looking around in the
All right?
congregation.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
And the wedding was furnished with guests. And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment.
Okay. Now, is this a literal wedding garment? No. What was he talking about?
It wasn't right.
He wasn't right. Something about it wasn't right. Something ain't right. All right? His spirit wasn't right. Okay? He didn't have the right mindset. Okay? He wasn't applying the knowledge that was given to him. So he stood up like a sore thumb.
Right.
Not so much that he had a wedding garment. All right? Go ahead. So read that verse again.
Read out of Matthew chapter 22, verse 11. And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment. And he said unto him, friend.
All right, because what proves that? Remember Yahawashi said he's going to give us the garments of what? Of salvation. That's what in Isaiah, right? We're going to put on the garments of salvation. All right? So that goes with that. I think it's in Isaiah 60, I think. One of those, the garments of salvation. All right, go ahead.
And he said unto him, friend, how camest thou in hither not having a wedding garment?
So what do you call him? Friend.
Yeah.
Call him a friend. All right, and that's what Yahawashi called Judas. The friend. All right, go ahead.
And he was speechless.
He was speechless. He had nothing to say. Speechless. Because a lot of people got a lot of words to say now. But when Yahawashi roll up on the scene, ain't nobody going to have a damn thing to say. Mouth's going to be shut in that day.
Right.
All right? Okay, go ahead.
Verse 13. Then said the king to the servants, bind him hand and foot.
Bind him up, man. Okay, you know you bind him? It's hand and foot. You know you do a pig?
Yeah.
That's how you bind him up. Hand and foot. And that's what the cops do when they handcuff you.
Hog tie. Yeah.
Hog tie you. Yeah, the cops do that crap too. Hog tie you and put you in the squad car. Hog tie that Negro. Okay, go ahead.
And take him away and cast him into the outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. For many are called, but few are chosen.
See, for many are called into this thing, but few is chosen to continue this in the end. All right. So there's what you call a path to this thing here, man. A path to walk in this here. You have to walk through that narrow, straight gate. All right. Because that path to the kingdom is a narrow path, man. Okay. Okay. From there, go to I want to continue Matthew 24, because Matthew 24 goes into events of things that's happening today and things that happen too. So I'm going to just read the first part of Matthew 24. All right, let's go to Matthew 24. Let's start from the first verse.
Read out the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 1. And Yahawashi went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the building of the temple.
All right. So this was before 70 AD. Yahawashi went out, he saw the temple, he showed the disciples the temple, the last and final look of the temple of Jerusalem. This was probably around maybe about 20-something AD, maybe 30 AD.
It had to be at least 30.
Somewhere before Yahawashi died. This was like 40 years before the temple got destroyed.
Right, so 70
All right?
right.
So he was showing the last look, the last panoramic view of Jerusalem before the heathens come and destroy it. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 2. And Yahawashi said unto them, see ye not all these things?
He said, you see all these things here that I'm showing you, the buildings, everything that I'm showing you here? Go ahead.
Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another.
It was not one stone left when the Romans came and destroyed Jerusalem. All those stones were taken down and pulled down by the Romans. They made sure they completely destroyed Jerusalem, brought it down to ruins and rubble. All right, go ahead.
There shall not be left there here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down.
And all those stones were taken down by the Romans. They plucked and destroyed Jerusalem. Okay? And when they finished with that, they went through the land just putting salt and destroying the land. Right? So it could be buried. They did a hell of a job in our homeland, man. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?
So they want to know these three basic things. Okay? Tell us, when shall these things be? When is this going to happen? All right? And what shall be the sign of thy coming? What's going to be the sign of your second coming? They knew this.
That's right.
All right? Okay? And the end of the world. That's a good question. And what's going to be the end of the world? Right? That's the three questions that they asked him. Remember, they came to him privately. It wasn't done openly so everybody could hear what they were saying. They came to him privately and said, listen, Yahawashi, big brother, talk to us, man. Tell us about this thing here. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And Yahawashi answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you.
That's the first thing. Don't let nobody deceive you. Okay? Because that was going to be a big thing from that point on. From that point that Yahawashi was with the disciples, it's going to be a lot of deception and deceiving from that point up until this point that we're talking right now. Right? Don't let them fool you, like Bob Marley said. He got that right. Or even try to school you. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Yahawashi.
And that happened. Many came saying, I'm the Messiah. Follow me. Remember Jim Jones did that? That idiot?
Yeah.
And it's always Israelites that they do these things to.
Yeah.
All the time. He took them down to Guyana. Well, they was already down in Guyana. They went with him, and he made them drink cyanide.
Lace Kool-Aid.
And had them believing that he's the man. Yeah, Judah. Babies and all too, man. And kill everybody, man.
The ones that didn't drink it, they shot them.
Yeah. That was a hell of a... I remember that, man. I was back in the islands going to school when I heard that thing, man. Everybody was like, what the hell was that? You know? Yeah. I was in the islands when it happened. I was going to school when I heard that Jim Jones thing, man. That was a big thing, man. And they came came back to the compound and saw all the dead bodies spewing all over the place, man. That's a hell of an ordeal, man.
All right.
But where was he? Did he kill himself?
Yeah, he ended up shooting himself.
Yeah, right. So they say.
Yeah, so they
right?
say, yeah.
So they say, man. You know? But that's what Yahawashi is saying. Don't let nobody deceive you, man. Right, allegedly.
Allegedly.
You know? And he had them kill himself. All the majority of them were Israelites, man. If it was over 900 or something people, maybe about, let's say it was 950 people. About 900 of them probably were Israelites. Yeah. To follow that idiot. To follow that idiot, man. Believing in him, man. That's what Yahawashi said. Don't let nobody deceive you, man. This sounding good. Yes, I'm the Messiah. Look at me. I'm charismatic. Yeah, Judah.
But they don't read.
Yeah, follow him, and he was doing everything he was doing in that compound, man. He had mind control over them too, man. You know? That was a crazy ordeal, man.
They don't read.
They do read, but when you get a person that could speak well and seduce you and manipulate your mind, you could read all the scriptures you want.
They ain't read Revelation.
But it's true. If they ain't reading properly, that could happen. But even if you do read properly, you got people that are very good with the tongue, man.
Yeah.
They got a silver and a gold tongue to smooth and win people over, man. And you have to be very careful with people like that, man. That good with the tongue. Have an answer for everything, to come back with everything. To make it seem so good. And that's the gift. That's what called what the gift. The gift of the gab.
Gift of gab.
A gift to use your tongue to win people over, man. You know, shysters, man. You know, a damn shyster, a general, a jenna. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Put the Bible down and use your own words. Yeah. Hmm. Right. You know. But he had that gift to smooth talk to people, you know. Then he had his other henchmen around him too, you know. And then too, what he was doing, he was providing like certain things for them too. You understand? He had certain things in play to make them feel like, oh man, this guy is he's legit, you know. And that's what happens, man. So Yahawashi was saying, don't let nobody deceive you, man. So don't let nobody, even me myself, don't nobody deceive you until you know bull crap, man. Okay, so read the scriptures. Okay, all right, go ahead.
Verse 5, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashayach.
Yeah, and that's what they did. I'm the Messiah. I'm the Messiah. Look at me. Look what I'm doing. I could heal you. I got powers too. All right, go ahead.
And shall deceive many.
And shall deceive many. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
From that time up until this time. All right, go ahead.
See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
But when he said the end is not yet, what was he talking about? He talking about now or at that time when he was speaking to them?
Talking about now.
No, you're speaking to them at that time when he was speaking to them.
Right,
the end wasn't yet. The end had a long way to come, man. But now, we're in the end now.
That's right.
This is the end now. Because that was, remember, that was 2,000 years ago. So 2,000 years ago to now, it has to be the end now. This is the end.
Okay.
That was just the beginning of what he was talking about was going to come. But now we're in the end. Because we already served our punishment. We served our 400 years.
That's right.
Right? We served the slavery that was prophesied was going to happen to us. And we see the end result of all the technologies, all the events that's happening in the world. Now we see, are we down now to the end, the final end of the Roman Empire, which is America. Yes. All right, go ahead.
Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquake in diverse places.
And that's happening now.
Just an earthquake last night in Morocco.
Right, because he was speaking about those things going to happen then, at that time, in the midst of time, and at the ends of time. All these things are happening and still happening. Go ahead.
Verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows.
So from that time he spoke, that was just the beginning of sorrows. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 9, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted.
And that was done through the Sadducees, the Pharisees. They did that. All right, go ahead.
And shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
Mm-hmm.
And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another.
And that's happening now. A lot of people are offended and betraying one another, selling out. All right, go ahead.
And shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many.
And that happened throughout the course of history from that time up until this even present time that we're speaking. All right, go ahead.
Verse 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
And that's the time we're living in. The love of many shall wax cold. Care about you? Who are you? Nobody have no love out there now, man. Love have waxed cold. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 13, but he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved.
What do you have to endure?
What's coming?
What do you have to endure? You have to endure your tribulation, your up and down, your downfalls. When you've messed up, you get back up, you repent.
That's right.
Because during this course, you're going to make mistakes, things are going to happen, but you still have to get back up, endure, and fight like hell. Endure to make it to that kingdom, man. This is a marathon race. So you're pacing yourself. Pacing for that 26-mile run. You're not going full speed. Like road runner. Pacing yourself in this fate. Right? And you pace yourself all the way to the kingdom. You don't outrun yourself. Right? Because you're going to lose. You outrun yourself, what's going to happen?
Burn out.
You're going to burn out, and then you're going to give up. Right? So you want to endure everything that comes at you, and you fight. Yeah. Block it up. Yeah. That's one battle. Next battle. And you keep fighting. You keep blocking. Defense. You keep fighting off the darts of Satan. When he throw that dart, like, yeah, I saw you going to throw that dart, Satan. And you say, yeah, I know you're doing, Satan. And you keep fighting. You keep putting up that armor and that shield and that defense. Whenever you messed up, you repent. You face the east and you ask the Most High. You don't wallow in your madness. You don't wallow this and oh man. No, get off that bull crap. Right? You repent, you face the east, and you ask the Most High to strengthen you, and you get back up on that horse, and you ride that horse to the finish line. You don't get off that horse and say, no, that's it, I can't do it. You finish riding that horse to the finish line, baby, all the way. Right? So from there, I want to show something here about death. When brothers die, and a lot of people, and when brothers or sisters die, it's not the end of them. Okay? There's an expected end to us in all of this. All right? Go to Revelation, the 7th chapter. And we're going to close out the class. Revelation, the 7th chapter. All right? Revelation 7 and the 12th verse. Start from Revelation 7, the 7th chapter and the 12th verse.
Read out the book of Revelation, chapter 7, verse 12. Saying, Amen, blessing and glory and wisdom, and thanksgiving and honor and power and might be unto our power forever and ever. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the elders answered, saying unto thee, what are these which are arrayed in white robes? And whence came they?
Mm-hmm.
And I said unto them, Sir, thou knowest. And he said to me, These are they which came out of the great tribulation, and have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Therefore are they before the throne of Yahweh, and serve him day and night in his temple.
In his temple. Go ahead.
And he that sitteth on the throne shall dwell among them. They shall hunger no more.
See, we're not going to hunger no more. All right, go ahead.
Neither thirst anymore.
Neither thirst anymore. Go ahead.
Neither shall the sun light on them, nor any heat. For the Lamb which is in the midst of the throne shall feed them, and shall lead them unto living fountains of water.
And what is that living fountain of waters? Right, the truth. All right? The fountain of living waters, to prove that, go to Revelation 21. Right? The living of fountain waters. Right? Revelation 21 and the 6th verse.
Read out of Revelation chapter...
Start from 5, the 5th verse.
Read out of Revelations chapter 21, verse 5. And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful.
So he said, these words are true and faithful. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And he said unto me, It is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely.
See, the fountain of life freely. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 7, he that overcometh shall inherit all things.
See, he that overcometh shall inherit all things. Go ahead.
And I will be his power, and he shall be my son.
Go ahead.
But the fearful and unbelieving, and the abominable, and murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake, which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
See, that's the second death, baby. We don't want that. Okay? We want a part in that first resurrection. Okay? Now, from there, go to Revelation 21 and read the fourth verse.
Read out the book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 4. And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes.
So the Most High eventually going to wipe away all our tears from our eyes. So all that death and suffering and all going to be cast away. Right? Go ahead.
And there shall be no more death.
Ain't going to be no more death the way we die now of all this ailment, sickness, death, and all this stuff. All right? Go ahead.
Nor sorrow.
Ain't going to be no more sorrow.
Nor crying.
No crime. Go ahead.
Neither shall there be any more pain.
No more pain and suffering. All right? Go ahead.
For the former things have passed away.
For the former things are passed away. So with that, I say shalom. Yes. Yeah, and I got one more too after. Go ahead. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
That's 2 Corinthians verse 12 and 9.
Right. Read that.
That's what he did.
Okay.
And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities than the power of Mashayach may rest upon me.
All right. So get Romans 14, 8 and 9. I'm going to close out the class. Romans 14, chapter 14, verse 8 and 9.
We read the book of Romans, chapter 14, verse 8. For whether we live unto the Adawan, and whether we die unto the Adawan. Whether we live therefore or die, we are the Adawans. For to this end, Mashayach both died and rose and revived, that he might be Adawan, both of the dead and the living.
All right. So whenever we die, there's an end result to this in the end. We're coming back in the resurrection. And to prove that, go to 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter, and we're going to close out on that. 1 Thessalonians. So whenever a brother or sister die in this truth, I know it's painful and it hurts, but that's not the end of that person or individual. All right? 1 Thessalonians, because also coming up to September 14th will be the anniversary of Karazala's death. All right? So September 14th is going to be a year since he passed away. Right, 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter.
Okay.
4 and start from
13.
Yeah, 13, yeah.
Okay. Read out the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 4, verse 13. But I would not have you be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope.
All right. So it's just twofold. Those are asleep spiritually, and those are asleep physically. All right. Go ahead.
For if we believe that Yahawashi died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahawashi will power bring with him.
So you see that. So if we believe that Yahawashi died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahawashi will the Most High bring with him. The Most High is going to bring us back the day that Yahawashi comes back. in his second return. All right, go ahead.
For this we say unto you by the word of the Adawan, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Adawan shall not prevent them which are asleep.
We're not going to prevent those who are asleep in the grave. We're not going to stop them from coming up. They're going to be resurrected. All right, go ahead.
For the Adawan himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trumpet of power.
Yeah, they're going to blow that trumpet, man. That trumpet is going to resonate deep in everybody's spirit, man.
That's right.
When that trumpet is blown, man. All right, go ahead.
And the dead in Mashayach shall rise first.
And the dead that's in Yahawashi, Mashayach, is going to rise first. They're going to be risen from that grave. All right, go ahead.
Verse 17, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Adawan in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Adawan.
So we're not going to be up there like they're saying, go up to heaven and stay up there forever.
Right.
We're going to be caught up in the chariots.
That's right.
For that particular period of time until we're brought back down. Right? When Yahawashi makes his second debut on this earth, he's coming with the chariots to deliver us.
That's right.
And just like Joseph gave commandment to his brothers, when you leave out of Egypt, take my bones with you. That's the same thing Yahawashi is going to do. He's going to take us out of here, even those that died here. They're going to be resurrected. You're going to see, you're going to like, oh man, damn. You're going to see a brother resurrected and go up in the chariot. You're going to be looking at you. I told you I was coming back. All right? Yes. They're coming back too. The ash, it's in the elements. It's in the elements.
Right.
Remember, that trumpet is going to ignite the elements.
That's right.
That trumpet is a spiritual sound that's going to awaken everything.
That's right.
Remember, in the beginning, the Most High gave the word, and the word went forward, and the angels reacted to the word. Remember Yahawashi said, the word that I speak unto you is what?
Life.
Life. It's a life-giving force. It's going to cause to activate everything, no matter what elemental stage you're in.
We made out the elements.
Yeah.
Huh?
Just the word. Remember, Lazarus was dead, and Yahawashi did what? He spoke the word, and he came out. Remember, he was dead for 4 days, wrapped up, stinking. And Yahawashi spoke the word. He said, Lazarus! And he came forward, just by the word. So when the angels blow that trumpet, that sound's going to be in that trumpet. All over.
All over the world.
All over, brother. All over. Yes. What you in?
15.
1 Corinthians 15, right?
That's the fire right.
Yeah, read out 1 Corinthians 15.
Where you want me? What number? Read out the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 42. So also is the resurrection of the dead.
The resurrection of the dead. All of us that died in this truth and in the faith, we're going to be resurrected. It's not the end of us. All right, go ahead.
It is sown in corruption. It is raised in incorruption. It is sown in dishonor. It is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness. It is raised in power. It is sown a natural body. It is raised a spiritual body. There is a natural body and there is a spiritual body. And so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul. The last Adam was made a quickening spirit. Howbeit that was not first which is spiritual, but that which is natural. And afterwards that which is spiritual.
All right, so in the end, we're going to put on that spiritual mindset and that mortality. All right, go ahead.
Verse 47, the first man is of the earth, earthly. The second man is the Adawan from heaven.
Which is Yahawashi. Go ahead.
As it is written, it's like as is the earthly, such are they also that are earthly. And as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly.
All right, so we're going to be on the level of the heavenly. Okay? When the Most High changes vile, corruptible body, we're going to be just like the heavenly. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 49, and as we have borne the image of the earthly, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly.
See, it's right there. We're going to bear the image of the heavenly. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 50, now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High, neither doth corruption inherit incorruption.
So we can't inherit this corruptible body in the Most High kingdom. We have to be changed in a twinkling of an eye. That's why the Most High says he's going to change us, he's going to clean us, wash us up, and take away from us that stony heart and give us a heart of flesh. And he's going to put his spirit within us. Right? So with that, say hallelujah. Yes. Huh? No, we're just going to teach the nations.
Let me read the last two.
The Most High Spirit and law is going to be within us. Our only job is to teach the nations the way of the Most High. So we are going to know the law from the least of us, from the greatest to the least of us. Yes, Brother Brian.
Let me read the last two. Verse 51, behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed.
We're going to be changed. All right, go ahead.
In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump.
See, at that last trump. All right, go ahead.
For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible.
See, when the angels blow that trumpet, those bodies going to come up from that grave, man. That's a spiritual resonation that's going to resonate into all the elements. Them bones going to start coming up, waking up. Life. Spiritual sound that's going to be blown. A spiritual, harmonious, resonating sound that's going to be beyond this realm. Okay?
And we shall be changed.
All right? All right, so hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Shalom.
Shalom.
I say shalom.